and just seeing, and you see like just one little thing cross by or something, and you see everything else is like water, and there's nothing else there. And I think that's a reflection on how when we look out at things, look out at a perfectly normal train in the real world, and you focus on one thing, but there's so much more you don't see. And by taking away, all sorts of various things one might look at. You have one thing like there's one house here off on the ocean. Here's one thing in one by. Here's this one station. You see how much you don't see. Both literally in terms of this space over here should be filled, and on a slightly higher level of I don't understand why there's this house out here in the ocean, why there's this station, why are these people, I don't understand any of this. Amazing, we take these simple things. The people on the train are all shadows. Why? Because when you get on a train with strangers, you don't know them. And they're like shadows to you. Oh, it looks like flesh and blood, sure, but what do you know of this person? Do you know their history, their emotions, their character? You don't know anything. They're like shadows, and by making them explicitly into shadows, you can reflect on that. Maybe not directly. Maybe you don't immediately think all these things I'm saying the first time. I've seen it dozens of times now. And I sort of say, look, you can look at this one, you can look at that one, you can look at... Of course, I'm not saying that an explanation is the explanation, or even necessarily that Miyazaki had all these things in mind. But they seem to have been expressed whether or not they were explicitly in mind. Oh, I love this movie. The music in that scene, there are missing notes. You ever notice that? Na 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 na, na 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 na. And in those two groups of four, the fourth note is missing. How do I even know what the fourth note is if it's missing? I don't know, but it all just sort of play in my head. It's na 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 na, na 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 na, and then I realize, no, wait, it's actually na na na, na na na. It's like, maybe this is just me, that I expect this fourth note to be there. I don't know. But it's like there's this absence. Not like a big void of absence, just this little thing. Just want to be a note. It just sort of carries you on in the mystery of it. Not, Sherlock Holmes, the game's afoot. No, just like the mystery of life, of this whole world here. There's a surprise around every corner. And there's that central surprise in Chihiro. And she has all this inner strength, and she has all this ability. If she just chooses to. She just changes her outlook. She can overcome all sorts of great obstacles. And there's one other thing. Well, I'm sure there's several other things. How many things am I going to mention? One thing, I totally didn't think about this. I did not realize this at all until I read it on somewhere on Nausicaa.net, I believe. Apparently, it's supposed to be that she forgets at the end. There's a theme of forgetfulness, and then eventually remembering. She remembers Haku, your name. There's another thing, illusion, identity, and all that. The idea of finding your true name and you can be free. Well, it's about finding your true self and you can be free. Haku can find his true self, in part by the ridding of the black slug, which you might say is part of. Apparently, Zuniga says, my sister put that slug in Haku to control him, so you get rid of that, she can get rid of a measure of control. And eventually, he remembers his name, and of course the name comes up as in a moment of he was being kind to her, carrying her to shore and everything. And so I say the truth of a person is in their kindness, or is in their ability to be kind, or something like that. And of course, Yubaba taking her name. One might say that Chihiro had her real name at the beginning, literally but not metaphorically. And the metaphor becomes applied when she receives the title of Sen. And by the metaphors of plot, I mean that, okay, so now everyone's referring to this other name, but there's the reality underneath her being, I don't know, just like some random worker at the bathhouse, and is of who she really is inside, and that's Chihiro, as we call it. So there's names and identity and everything again. And I guess the end, I never thought of it, apparently she's supposed to forget. When she goes to the tunnel, it like wipes her memories or something, and she remembers a change in character. She's changed inside, so I'm told. I've just read this. She's changed inside, but literally she does not remember any of it. And this is why, particularly, they have, like, everything's overgrown. Like, this is a clue to the audience that, yes, that was all real, it wasn't a dream of some kind. And that the ribbon in her hair, which they specifically make it sparkle as she turns around for the last time, is say, yes, this was all real, it wasn't a dream. Maybe she'll remember it again someday or something, I don't know. But then forgetfulness. And, hey, I guess we forget things a lot, don't we? I don't mean literally in facts and data and everything. But basic truths, lessons, insights. Have you ever had that? You come to an insight about yourself and say, yeah, I really ought to do this, or stop doing this, and you understand something, and then you forget it. And you lose it again. You don't need any magic to take these things away. It's habit. It's, we return to our old ways. I don't think Chihiro turns to her old ways of being apathetic or anything. You see that in the last shot of her face, the way she looks at the tunnel. I never thought that meant she was like trying to remember something, or that she was... No, to me that was clearly that she's just reflecting on the magnitude of what she's been through these last just a couple of days. Oh, it's beautiful. And you get in the car, and actually in the Japanese version, that last line isn't there. Japanese culturally just imply things much more so than Americans. But the American version says a new home, a new school. It is a bit scary. He says, I think I can handle it. The illusions are dismissed. And wondrous reality. You find depth of heart in Chihiro, in the implication in probably everyone. I think she makes friends with the whole house in the end of everything, with makes friends with you, Papa's bait. Depth of heart. Says it pretty well. Though, if I could talk to Miyazaki and get a little more of his thoughts and see how he reacts to this. All these things. Beautiful film. And I hope you didn't watch this without having watched the movie first, because I just spoiled it all for you, but you know what? If I did just spoil it all for you, go watch it anyway. It's probably still amazing. Thanks for watching. I'm referring to myself now. Thanks for watching. See you later.